Christmas aprons. She had a line of Christmas aprons. Thanksgiving aprons. I mean, she had aprons for like every holiday. Yeah. And I'm not really into aprons that much. So when she passed, my sister's like, "Can I have the aprons?" Yeah. So she took the aprons. I got most of the jewelry. That's nice. Fair trade. Well, we really looked at the jewelry. And some we gave to our niece, Liana. And actually, the one big piece of jewelry, the wedding ring, Caleb asked if he could have it and have it engraved, and now his wife wears it. That's nice. Yeah. So it has like mom's name inside, and then her name inside, and the dates, her wedding date, and then their wedding date. Yeah, it has. And that was, I don't know, Caleb was sad that Mom didn't live long enough to see him get married. But like in the wedding ceremony, they had like a brief memorial to somebody who isn't.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Wednesday, December 11th, 2024 Planning Board meeting. If you all join me into the pledge, please arise. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Yeah. Thank you very much. This meeting is called to order. Citizens Open Forum. Anyone wishes to speak on any subject, on any item, please join us at the podium. Seeing none, I close the open forum. Swearing in process. Anyone wishing to speak on a public hearing item, please stand and raise their hands and swear in.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
Very good. Thank you very much. We now will address our agenda item in public hearing. The approval of the minutes, November 13th, 2024.
I make a motion, we accept the minutes of the November 13, 2024 Planning Board Committee as presented.
As presented. A second, please.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? That would be 6-0. Very good, thank you. At this point, do I ask for a tentative agenda item? Jenny, do you know? I would like to have on the next agenda Ross's absence and Bob's absence.
I already put it on there.
You did?
Yep.
Well, you're way ahead of me. Well, then forget what I asked. All right, in that case, then we'll do case CA 24-7, code amendment to the City of Oldsmar Land Development Code related to manufacture of gun parts. This is a public hearing. Sir, you have the floor.
Good evening, Board. Matt Jackson, Planning Manager. We're going to discuss a text amendment to the M1 district uses with case number CA 24-07. So Bay CNC machine located at 305 Scarlet Boulevard in the M1 district has been a local business since 2015, specialized in manufacturing items such as medical, aerospace, and hobby parts. The owner is requesting to expand the business to include the manufacture of gun parts. The absence of provisions for the manufacture of gun parts in the M1 zoning district prohibits the approval of this use in the proposed business expansion. So this is a request to amend the M1 zoning district of the city, amending section 5.7.6.2 of the Land Development Code to include the assembly and manufacturing of gun parts, as well as section 5.7.2 of the Land Development Code to remove arsenals from the list of prohibited uses. Arsenals is requested to be removed as a storage of gun parts could be construed as an arsenal use. The text amendment was reviewed against the three conditions outlined in Land Development Code section 3.13.2. Number one is that the amendment complies with the comprehensive plan and advances the purpose of the Land Development Code. The amendment is consistent with the comprehensive plan. Manufacturing light uses are permitted by the countywide rules under the employment land use. Manufacturing light use includes a use engaged in the manufacturing, predominantly from previously prepared materials, of finished products or parts, including processing, fabrication, assembly, treatment, packaging, storage, sales and distribution of such products within enclosed buildings. The city's comprehensive plan future land use category equivalent for the employment is the industrial limited category, which includes manufacturing light uses under its corresponding category. The IL category includes businesses with minimal air noise pollution and appropriate for uses with minimal adverse impact on adjoining uses. The expansion of the existing business is expected to continue to meet the intent of the IL category. The definition of the M1 zoning district states that it was established to provide suitable areas for clean, low-intensity manufacturing, producing minimal air noise pollution. Additionally, the M1 limited manufacturing district is intended to support the appropriate development of lands designated as industrial limited in the comprehensive plan. Number two, the amendment will contribute to the community welfare. The proposed amendment may contribute to promoting the community's welfare through economic development. The first being business growth and retention. Including the new use in the list of permitted manufacturing activities will encourage investment in equipment and supplies and allow businesses to expand their product offerings. Attracting and retaining talent, expanding the allowable uses may lead to the creation of new jobs. This reduces unemployment and provides income to more people. In addition, economic growth often attracts talented individuals to the community. Number three, the amendment will not grant a special privilege to an individual property owner. The proposed text amendment will grant future applicants the same assembly and manufacturing opportunity throughout the district. I do want to briefly touch on two other items. Number one is the state preemption. Florida Statute 790.33 titled Field of Regulation of Firearms and Ammunition Preempted establishes that the state of Florida has exclusive authority over the regulation of firearms and ammunition. The statute prohibits local governments from creating their own laws or regulations related to firearms and ammunition, including manufacturing. Only the Florida legislature can regulate firearms and ammunition. Local governments are prohibited from enacting any rules or ordinances in this area. And last, currently under the City of Oldsmar Land Development Code Section 14.3, new and expanding manufacturing businesses in the listed zoning districts need to submit an industrial development report. This report ensures that manufacturing operations do not adversely affect surrounding land uses, city facilities, or public health, safety, and welfare by detailing potential contaminants, hazardous materials, and processes that may impact the city's wastewater treatment facility or proposed safety risks. As such, we do recommend that the City Council adopt an ordinance to amend Section 5.7.6.2 of the Limited Manufacturing M1 District to include the assembly and manufacturing of gun parts, and to amend Section 5.7.2 of the Land Development Code to remove arsenals from the list of prohibited uses. The staff report is submitted to the record. This does conclude my presentation. Happy to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you, sir. Does the board have any questions of the presenter and of staff?
I have one.
Annette?
I have one question. If I read the report correctly, we are one of the few people that list specific manufacturing uses. So my question is, do we want to remove the list? Like, why are we adding to the list instead of making it more open-ended? So every time someone wants to do something new, they have to name it again.
It's a very good question. That'll be something we discuss internally as staff and potentially move forward with that in the future. Right now, especially in the current situation with the workload post-storms, we just wanted to address this at this time.
Okay, thank you.
Good question.
Generally something for the code review board, right? Why do we prohibit so many things when we just address them one at a time as they come forward? Ma'am? Here?
No questions, sir.
Yes, right there.
No questions at this time.
I had a question. Do we know why arsenals were initially restricted? Was there a basis?
I'm not exactly sure on that, to be honest with you, especially since, so the way our land development code is written, if a use isn't listed in the zoning district, if it's now allowed under the underlying future land uses, it's not allowed. It may have been at the time of the writing of that section, there may have been an extra reason why they didn't want it there, but I'm speculating, and I don't like to speculate up here. I don't exactly know why not. However, and I think I discussed it in the staff report, since it's not listed as an allowable use anywhere, someone couldn't come in tomorrow and say, I want to have an arsenal now.
But it's not defined anywhere, so how would we?
This goes back to
even-
2008.
Yeah.
Somebody decided in 2008 to include that. According to ordinance number 2008-03, March of '08, somebody said, no arsenals. And I was here, I wasn't even paying attention. You, sir.
Yes.
Santa, you go.
Is there any chance that you could define exactly what type of gun parts they are wanting to manufacture? Is there going to be any ammunition involved? Is there going to be gunpowder stored locally? Is this potentially explosive types of construction going on?
So no, that would be ammunition, not gun parts. That wouldn't be gunpowder. So we're
Yes,
not
well,
listing.
arsenal dictates that there would be ammunition. If you say arsenal, then that would be an assembled gun, not just parts, but an assembled gun, wouldn't it?
No,
I
sir.
mean, I was in the
No,
military,
sir.
that's what we called an arsenal.
No, sir. And that's a point of order. That's what I was going to bring up after you were done. I'm sorry.
All right,
So this is gun parts, not ammunition, gunpowder,
okay, what kind of parts, do you know?
such like that. So I do know, yes. But are not going to be in the business of regulating which parts. I believe the state preemption would not allow us to do that, to be honest with you. But the applicant has discussed barrels, trunnions, barrel nuts, triggers, and scope mounts. So not explosives, just gun parts, not the ammunition, the powder.
So they're not doing the assembly there, they're just making parts and shipping them elsewhere? for
They're
assembly.
not, as from my discussion with the applicant at this time, but the assembly was put, let's just say people made different parts for a trigger assembly, and so they did want to assemble them. Technically then, if we left assembly out, they wouldn't be allowed to do that, in which we didn't want to come back before the board with another text amendment for that.
All right,
Yeah.
I don't see in here definitions of arsenal. I look up Google, and I looked it up when I got this package. And arsenal is what? A place where weapons or military equipment stored or made, an array of resources available to a certain purpose, a couple of definitions. I think that definitions are missing on what we're gonna put in our code, what a definition of an arsenal is, because we usually do definitions.
Would-
I got Tatiana's attention.
Well, Arsenal's being taken out. Arsenal is being taken out, so I'm not sure what the purpose would be to define it in the code.
It's allowed, what, permitted uses now, though?
No, it's not
Oh, therefore it needs not to be defined.
correct.
Why, thank you. I'm sorry I got you out of your seat.
Yeah,
I'm easy. Okay, then that explains that. So we don't need that definition. All right, let's see, it's a public hearing. Let's see. Next step. Make sure I do this right, because I think we have a lawyer over here.
we do.
Sure, who are you anyway?
I'm Jay, Daniel. I'm Tom Chast's partner. Nancy couldn't make it tonight. Tom couldn't make it tonight. I guess I'm third string.
Well, welcome.
You know.
We don't usually have a suit sitting over there.
Oh, is that right? I should have. Had I known I could dress down, I certainly would have taken the opportunity.
That's okay, we're
Vacation.
kind of loose here, because it makes more fun.
I'll make a note of that for
This
next
is
time.
a serious business. All right, no more staff presentations, and you, the applicant, Bay CNC Machine LLC here to speak? Would you care to address the board? You have anything to say? Please join us at the podium. You're welcome to say anything you like. And then we'll ask you questions.
Yeah, my name is Leonardo Valdez. I came from Cuba, escaped from Cuba in 1994 in the RAF. So I escaped from Cuba at night in this August 94. So I escaped, I made a RAF with 7 people, and we crossed the Gulf of Mexico, and United States Gold Card, they put it from after the international water, away from the national water in Cuba, and they pulled it out us and took to Guantanamo Bay. So I was in Guantanamo Bay, was the military base from United States, 1 year. We was in process to see, they was checking background and everything to everybody. So I arrived United States in 1995, August 31st. I arrived to Florida. They did to me immigration process, and then I told the immigration that I want to go somewhere where I can learn English and go to school. So they sent me to San Diego, California. No family, by myself. So I went there in San Diego, California. I went to school because I had a background from machining. I went to school in Cuba, and I was machining in Cuba. But machining in Cuba, everything manual. Okay, so I came here. I never touched any computer in my life, never. I never speak English in my life, and never see any CNC machine. So I went to school, and while I'm working in school, go to school, work full time, go to school, and work part time. So I pay my own class. I pay my college, all the education that I went through. So I was in Guantanamo and San Diego for 10 years. I learned CNC. I went to school, to private school, and learned. And then I moved in 2004 to Florida, Tampa, Florida. So in 2004, in 2007, I bought a house. So I put my house again to the first machine as a collateral, the CNC machine. So I bought my first machine in 2007, and then it's keep growing because I'm like a subcontract with Raytheon, Lockheed Martin, Honeywell. I do part for the government. So I start in 2007, and in 2015, I decided to buy my building and move to Oldsmar. We saw the Scarlet Boulevard, and right now we are there, and we have, we can grow out, and I have customers that they asking me if I get the license, I can grow out more and create more job for everybody. So I came from the street without nothing, living American dream, and I'm really happy to be part of the city.
You know, as you were talking, the word American dream kept popping in my head, and you just said it out loud.
Yeah.
Way to go.
Yeah.
Well, all right.
And I know it's restriction because a lot of people don't know mean when you make part. And when they sound the gun part, they think there is danger. But we make here in Oldsmar missile part too. There is more danger than gun part. You know what I mean? And when they say gun, I say, oh, it's not gun. It's not the gun shoot himself. It's the people do it.
That's right.
It's not a gun.
I made a daughter that flies drones. We're all kinds of dangerous people.
So I'm here, and I want to grow up. I mean, keep going, and I have opportunity, to bring more people work for me, and I like Oldsmar. To be honest to you, I'm here in the city since 2015, and I love this city. And I don't want to go somewhere else to find different place to I can manufacture what we need.
Very good. Does the board have any questions of this gentleman? And I'm sorry, your name again?
Leonardo, Leo.
Leonardo?
Yes.
Any questions, Leonardo?
No, sir?
Just congratulations on what
Thank
you've
you.
done for
Thank
yourself, and we're glad you're part of Oldsmar.
Thanks.
No questions.
No question.
I have no questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay, so I open the public hearing, and anyone wishing to be heard on this, state their name and address, record, have 5 minutes to speak. Anyone wish to speak in favor of the item? Please join us at the podium and identify yourself, sir.
I'm Jason Sanders with Power Clean Corporation, a local manufacturer, 101 South Bayview Boulevard, also with the Upper Tampa Bay Chamber of Commerce. So just wanted to speak on behalf of Leo as well a little bit, and kind of you've hit on all the points that, I could mention anyway. Ms. Kirby was saying, and, she's right. We don't allow for a lot of things in the code just by not naming them, period, which has us go through this process instead of maybe disallowing things that we don't want in the city necessarily, because we can't go list 900 or 1,000 different items that we will allow in the city at some point. And for Mr. Valdez, he's not doing anything out of his purview that hasn't been doing for the last 10 years. It's the same, same instruments, same process, same thing. He's making a part. And he has limited knowledge actually even of what it is, because he was asked to make a part. I think Mr. Jackson knows more about the situation, because as the company was then vetting Mr. Valdez for that and going through the process to make sure he's okay to do it, that's when we find out that it's actually a gun part. So how that all comes together and plays together, I just think that, like I said, he's been here for a decade. He's a citizen in good standing with that. He has a good business. I think it's a worthy endeavor here to bring more business into Oldsmar for doing that, and he can ship out those parts and continue his American dream.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Any questions?
No.
Anyone in opposition to speak to this item? Seeing none. Any written positive or negatives on this item? Seeing and hearing none, I will close the public hearing. Does the applicant wish to make any closing statements? Well, wait, I should have closed the public hearing after I asked that question. Oops. Anyhow, I guess that's it. So I seek a motion on this item.
I make a motion that we approve and pass on case number CA 24-07.
Thank you. Second?
Second the motion.
Any discussion? Any further discussion on this item? Hearing none. I will accept a roll call vote.
Board Member Villafana,
Yes.
Board Member Stock,
Yes.
Board Member Kirby,
Yes.
Board Member Giannakos,
Yes.
Board Member Caldwell,
Yes.
Chair Reindeer.
Aye.
Thank you. Motion passes 6-0.
Very good. Thank you. So I think that concludes our business, except for my personal comments. Get ready. Here it goes. Merry Christmas to all, and thank you for being here. It's been a fun year, right? We might have learned a thing or two. I see.
I would like to bring up something before we
Oh,
close.
yeah, board comments, run with it. I'm so sorry.
Yes,
I jumped the gun.
At the last meeting, we spoke about artificial turf, and I wanted to get some more information if we could. I now have some more information, so we can bring it up at the next meeting if you would like. I sent an email to Tatiana. I don't know if you got that or not, like last week. Probably went into your spam. You didn't see it? All right.
Rubber dust on it.
All right. So anyhow, I've got some more information about artificial turf. I've got some samples, so I can bring, and so we can bring that up on the next meeting if you'd like.
Lowe's is selling that pretty serious.
That's where I got my samples from.
Should bring the manager down here and talk it up.
I can invite them.
Just being facetious.
Tatiana Childress, City of Oldsmar Planning and
I got
Development
the
Director.
hammer.
We'll have to bring the artificial turf back to our TRC, Technical Review Committee, for re-evaluation that you requested, so to add additional research. Once we passed with the TRC comments and we had a assigned person to do a little bit more of a research, on the environmental side, then it will be rescheduled, I believe, for the planning board.
Okay. I'll just watch for it on the future agendas then.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tatiana. Anything else on your minds, folks? Nope. Well, here goes. 2024 is over. We're done. I seek a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion.
Motion to adjourn.
All approved?
Aye.
It's over. Thanks, everyone.